Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's nice to see everyone. I think the reason Rob had so many agenda items today is because if you were at the 8:30 service, my comments went about 30 minutes, so I'm going to pare it down to 3. I'll get it down to 3. My name is Jeff Tsai. I recently began a term here at Westminster as an elder. I live here in town with my wife Shelby and my 2 daughters, one of whom's here, Charlotte, a 7th grader at Del Mar. My older daughter is a junior at the Branson School. I understand that the Stewardship Committee, it is the annual pledge drive. Very honestly wanted the best and brightest to present to you today about the pledge drive. It's true. As it turned out, they weren't available, so well, you have me. But now that I'm here, I would like to share with you a few thoughts about what Westminster means to my family and me. For us, Westminster is community. It's one of the themes that you'll hear about next week, and the next few weeks you'll hear a few different themes. We first started attending this church actually during the pandemic on the internet, during the virtual services that Rob and Bethany and Jeff did. We were in our pajamas watching these services. And what we learned about the community of this church was from Rob and Bethany and Jeff. But even in that unusual circumstance, we had a feeling that this could be the church that we had been looking for some time. And while one of the many unfortunate consequences of the pandemic has been a decline in church attendance, and you've probably heard about that, read about that yourself, it was in many ways exactly the opposite for us, because when the doors of this church opened again, we made the decision to come in person to start attending. And what we felt from attending the service virtually on the internet was confirmed when we came in person and started meeting the folks of this congregation. And for once, something on the internet actually proved to be true. The internet show. 8:30 sermon. Congregation like that one too. For us, Westminster is community because it has been a place where the most difficult questions of faith and life are encouraged, questions you've asked yourselves. The opportunity to find the answers of why you believe, why we believe. It's where the service to others, and Rob spoke about that, to those in need in this congregation, outside of this congregation, are core to who we are. And if you have not, for example, done the street chaplaincy dinner, Suzanne has been leading the charge there. It's really a transformative experience. It's one of many things that the folks in this church do. It's where we can provide our children an opportunity to develop their own relationship with God, not one that we, as parents, are often inclined to do to impose on them. As a relatively new member of this church, I'm probably the least qualified to talk to you about what the community of this church is. But the community that Westminster fosters only happens when this community, all of us, support our church. As we all know, there are about 59 days before an election. Each day I probably receive more emails and text messages about the election than I do about any other issue. I'm probably responsible for sending a few of those myself. But I missed a lot of open hands right now. Westminster, as you know, is also starting its annual pledge drive. Today I have no candidate for you or a political race in mind. Our pledge drive is for our church, your church, this community. So I hope you'll consider pledging again to support the work of Westminster and the community that we love here and that we foster, and ensuring our ability to steward Westminster well into the future. Thank you.